I love haunted houses. I like being scared, and by that I mean I like controlled fear, and by that I mean there is a difference between fear, where you think you're gonna die and there's no way out, and controlled fear, which is where you can be scared, but you can stop it and leave, and leave that scary location. And I love haunted houses. I do. I like being jump scared. I like the costumes and how people put forth so much effort. But I honestly think there is a line between the fun kind of fear, where it's funny and ha ha ha, and and the kind of fear that's just completely insane, to where you're just okay with being tortured and to the brink of where you're gonna have a fucking heart attack. And that inspired me. I was just thinking about that, and I thought to myself, what are some of the scariest, most fucked up haunted houses in the US? And I found some, and I thought, I'm gonna share them with you and give you my opinion on it. One of the haunted houses that I found is called the Haunted Hoochies at Dead Acres, and it's in, I don't know how to say this, but it's in Ohio, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And you have to be 18 years old or older in order to participate in this haunted house, which already says something by itself. But some of the features that I found that people experience are violence and sexual undertones and extreme physical contact. Now in this one, it didn't tell me if you need to sign a waiver or not, so I don't know if you have to sign a waiver or if it's just okay. But and what I also found fascinating about reading this is that the very beginning, while you're in the line to actually enter the haunted house, there's a sign that says, and I will read it, it says, "Entering Dead Acres entails known and anticipated risks that could result in physical or emotional injury. Risks may include, among other things, slipping, falling, or collision with objects and other participants. This may be the best haunted house you've ever been to. I hope you have fun." Now, okay. I'm okay with physical contact. You want to pick me up and put me somewhere. You want to kind of push me around, maybe grab me a little bit. But if it gets to the point where you are scaring the shit out of me, and you're grabbing me, and you're hurting me, if I punch you, I feel like that's not your fault. Like, I feel like it's not my fault. I feel like it's your fault. But I think the difference with this and the other ones that I found is that I think this is the kind that you have a choice between signing a waiver for physical contact and not, but I'm not sure because I've never been here and I could be completely wrong. That's something that you'll have to look up. The next one that I found is in Long Island, New York City, and it's the dead of night, and you also have to be 18 to participate in this one as well. And some of the features within this haunted house is violence, sexual undertones, extreme physical contact, extreme submersion in water, humiliation, which is awesome. And you have to sign a waiver, and on top of that, there is a safe word. So shit's getting so real in this haunted house that you have a safe word, and if you don't say the safe word, it doesn't stop. I have a problem with that. I do. I have a problem with if the extreme physical violence is so bad that I have to say a damn safe word. I don't know. It could be fun. I don't know, like, it could be fun. It might be interesting. Both of these haunted houses could be fun. I might have fun in them. But, again, if the violence is extreme, and I punch somebody, I'm just saying, and I don't know how I feel about this, the submersion in water. What is that? Does that mean they're dunking you an entire tank? Or does that mean that they're just pouring a bucket of water on you? Because I'm just wondering. And, apparently, in 2013, that was the best opening of the show, of the Dead of Night. But that I think that was more of an opinion of one of the people of the reviews that I read. I probably, honestly, I would probably go to this one and the first one. Even though I would have a problem with extreme violence, it could be fun. It's the safe word part that kind of gets me. The next haunted house is called the Scare House, or in the Scare House, the basement. It's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and again, you have to be 18 years or older. The feature is much like all of them. It's got violence, sexual undertones, extreme physical contact, electric shock. It has religious themes, and you have to sign a waiver. And with this one, you also have a safe word. According to what somebody read or wrote, it's an immersive, interactive experience. And it's what's really cool though is it's in a 100-year-old actual haunted historical building, which kind of adds to that frightening factor that not only are you being physically not attacked, but you're having physical contact and all this other scary stuff is happening around you, but it's also haunted, which I find really, really, really cool. But also in this one, at this haunted house, you can either enter in pairs if you want to in a group, or you can enter by your onesie. You can enter alone, which I honestly like. I've never been to a haunted house by myself, but I think part of the fun is being part in a group, and I think it also makes you feel safe being part of in a group, and I don't think I could handle being by myself. I think I get a lot of anxiety and freak out. So, I mean, if you're one of those people that loves being scared and want to do it by yourself, that's great, but I don't think I could do it. The next one that we're going to talk about is called The Cult, and it's in North Conway, New Hampshire. Only adults are allowed, so I'm guessing that means 18 or older. This one is actually closed at the moment. I don't know if they're going to bring it back for this year. The last time it was open was 2012, and they closed it for 2013 and 2014 and 2015. I don't know if they're going to bring it back. I don't know if they closed it for the reasoning and the kind of haunted house and what happens within it, or if it was just because people weren't coming. But the features in this one are you have to enter this one alone. You don't have the choice of having a pair, like another person with you. You have to go by yourself. You encounter live animals, edibles, which I'm not sure what that entails. Extreme violence, sexual undertones. You have to sign a waiver. There's also a safe word, and there's extreme physical contact, and this was what really got me. This was the kicker. This was something that really shocked me. And I'm gonna read it from my notebook. That's what I'm looking down at, is my notebook. By the way, you can't really see what's on it, but people have said that within the experience that they've had at the cult was drinking faux urine, being bound and gagged, which, I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, then that's not really that big of a deal, and getting crawled on by cockroaches, which wouldn't really bother me, to be honest. It would be different if it was like spiders or something else, but it's just cockroaches. But drinking faux urine, why? Well, I mean, for real, if you're gonna have people drink it, you might as well just go the whole 9. But why? Like, I mean, there's people that are into that do that, and I mean, and it's already sterile in the first place, so I mean, you could anyway, but it's just that is what got. And what are the live animals doing? Like, what are you doing to the live animals? Like, can you pet, is there like a cow? Can you pet them? I mean, I'd probably go to this one too if it was open and I lived in New Hampshire, but I don't, but it could be fun. In my opinion, a lot of the haunted houses that are the most fun are the ones that you have to sign a waiver. And basically, signing the waiver says that you are allowing this physical contact, that you're allowing this to happen, that if you get hurt, it's not the haunted house's fault, that it's yours. If something happens, you are responsible. And honestly, in my opinion, the funnest haunted houses are the ones that you have to sign the waiver, because I think it gives you a lot, like, the best experience, which might sound crazy. Last haunted house we're gonna talk about, to me, is so, I couldn't go, I couldn't do it, I couldn't handle it. It, to me, is fucking insane. And that is the McCamey Manor in San Diego. It is owned by a man named Russ McCamey, and in this one, you have to be 21 years or older. And the reason for that, and before I get to that, but I'm going to tell you the features. You extreme violence, small enclosed spaces, edibles, submersion in water, haircut. Yep, haircut. You get covered in blood. You have to sign a waiver. Extreme physical violence. But what really just got me was that the entire experience can be anywhere from 4 to 7 hours. What? That okay. And so the thing is, the McCamey Manor is allowed to use scare tactics that are off limits to professional attractions, which says something alone. But I also read participants write that they were covered in blood, they were forced to eat disgusting things to the point where they threw up, that they were threatened with power tools, stuffed into clothes dryers, and submerged in water, and physically assaulted and given a haircut. So basically, when you go to this place and you sign this waiver, you are basically saying, yes, you can illegally torture me. I'm okay with that. You can cut my hair, you can scare the living shit out of me, you can do all this stuff. And that's the thing is I read a lot of people, some people love the attraction and go, and it's one of those attractions that's open year-round but only on the weekends, and people go all the time, which I don't understand, but you know, you gotta get your jollies off somewhere, and and there's these people who love the show, love the haunted house, but then there's those people who hate it and blame it for their mental problems and emotional scars. And in my opinion, I'm thinking, okay, if you're going to this place at will, and they tell you, okay, sign this waiver, and usually on a waiver it tells you why you're signing the waiver, and you know that, and then you sign it, you are basically saying that it's okay that they emotionally injure me, that they physically injure me, that they cut my damn hair, they cover me in blood, make me eat disgusting shit. Like, you are basically putting yourself in that situation. So you can't blame the haunted house for that. And what I also love about this idea is that most haunted houses are based on your physical fear, like jump scares and stuff like that. This one is solely based on your psychological fears. So like being trapped, being drowned, being held captive, no escape, stuff like that. Things that human beings are afraid of, this plays on it, which I find very, very fascinating. Again, I personally couldn't do it. I honestly feel like I would have a heart attack or a major anxiety attack. I can't handle being held down. I can't handle being stuck. And, I mean, I could probably handle the water submersion, but there's just a lot about it that I could not handle. And I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that happens in this this haunted house. So I'm going to insert the 2013 promotional video. I don't know if there's a new trailer. I didn't really look, and I don't know if it's changed at all or if it's still open, but this video kind of gives you an idea of what happens in the haunted house.
Brady McDonald, LA Times. As you can see, I'm bloody, soaking wet, and terrified.
Nobody's gonna save you! You're all alone! No, just leave me alone! Help me! Yes, please let me out, please! No! Stop! Listen to me! No! No! Listen! Walk like a fish! Swim! Stop! Faster! Help! Oh my God! Help me, you motherfucker! Oh my God, it's gone! Get me down! I can't see anything! Get me down!
Peter! Peter!
Oh!
intense, and I don't think anyone knows what they're in for if they go here.
So I think that that is just fucking insane. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, if that's your life, if that's how you get your jollies off, then you go ahead. You go do your legal torture, that's fine. But I couldn't do it, and honestly I salute the people who can do it and just be fine while they go through the experience. I think it's crazy, but so incredibly fascinating, and it's kind of a way of living your own horror movie without being killed. I think that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. But even if somebody was like, Kat, if you don't do this, you'll regret it. I'm like, then I'll fucking regret it, okay? Because I honestly don't think I can handle it. I don't think I could do it, and I probably never would. I mean, if I'm in San Diego and the world's gonna end and they're like, Kay, we need to do something crazy that makes a mark, maybe. If I don't have any other options. But I don't think I could do this. So there you go. Those are some of the craziest haunted houses that I found just by typing in the scariest haunted houses in the US. You can find some pretty crazy ones, pretty fucked up ones. The haunted houses that I have been to are like a walk in the goddamn park. They're like daycare compared to some of these other haunted houses in these other states. And honestly, I'm excited to experience some other haunted houses in other states. Not the McCamey Manner, but other ones that could be fun. And yeah, some of those are just completely insane, and I don't think I could handle. Like, I'm brave and all, and I'm all for that, you know, scare factor, but I'm not all for someone scaring me to the point where I feel like I'm going to have a panic attack. Like, that's not okay. And also, I wouldn't want to go to jail or get a ticket for assaulting the guy that assaulted me. Because again, I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if it's when you sign the waiver for physical contact, if that means you can fight back, or if that's just basically saying I'm willing to be thrown around but I can't do anything about it. I don't know. But I mean, honestly, I think there is no way that any haunted house that does physical contact that someone hasn't beat the shit out of another person. There's no way. That's never happened. I can't see it, especially in America. I just can't see it. But yeah, those were some really crazy haunted houses, and I probably would go to some, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would go to some. And honestly, right now I say I wouldn't go to McCamey, but you never know. Like, honestly, you never. One day I might decide to go, which sounds completely insane, but I will. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you'd go to any of these haunted houses, or if you know of any other fucked up haunted houses that are just completely insane, then go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below. And if you want to see any more videos like this, then hit that subscribe button. And I don't have a clever thing to say after that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. And this is Kat signing off. Bye.